Hello, hello, hello. It's Anne Lewis, your independent Stamping Up demonstrator, based on the Sunshine Coast here in Queensland, Australia. Wait a minute, I'll just say hello. Hi, everybody. It's been one of those days, and I've been struggling with technology all day. And I know you keep hearing this story, but I swear my computer is trying to challenge my sense of humor. And some days it wins, I've got to say. And today was one of those days. I don't do anything to my computer. It decides it does an update, and all of a sudden it changes everything. But if you're watching today, please let me, well, if you're watching at any time, whether on replay, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, Say hello, let me know where you're watching from, comment, let me know what you like. And I love chatting to you because it helps me and inspires me to keep having a keep going, and I know what you then like. So, like, hi Lynette and hi Jeanette. Welcome. Good to see you. Now I'll throw you down to my desk. Now my desk is I know you're going to laugh at this, but it's a little restricted because my phone is also flat. I know. So I've had to um, power it up, but my power cord is not long enough. So we've made do and shift things a few things around. Now I want to show you this card that we're making tonight. Now you can craft along with me, so that makes it really easy. And actually, well, I'll show you the card. I'll show you first. So that'll give you an idea of what paper you can use. So you'll need a half a sheet of designer series paper. Actually, no, you'll need a full sheet. Sorry, I was right in my instructions. A full sheet of designer series paper. You'll need some basic white cardstock for the insert, and you'll need something for this gorgeous belly band. And you can actually put this belly band wherever you like it. You might like it looking like that, which I do, or you can put it up in the middle. So let's take off this belly band and let's see what this card actually looks like. Now, if you don't want to do a belly band, you could just wrap around a ribbon, but I like the belly band. I haven't made a belly band for a while. They're so easy. So this is my belly band. So all I've done is cut a piece of 8.5 inches, and probably I would go a little more, probably 8 3/4 inches, by, to be honest, whatever I had in my scraps, but an inch, around an inch, or an inch and a quarter, or even if you've only got 3/4 of an inch, that will work as well. And then I've put a circle which I've embossed, and I'll show you how that all comes together. And then I've just die cut out of the fern and floral dies, and I'll show you. May not. I've got my dies spread everywhere because it's been a bit of a struggle today to even book into this computer. So it's got these dies here. So it's quite a few dies, and they're gorgeous, as you can see, for what they actually cut out. So they're fine, they're full of details. I love them. So actually, I've just noticed something, but I'll fix it on the when I get to actually doing the sample with you. Now I could add, which let's be honest, I was going to add, but ran out of time, a little sentiment on here like happy birthday. So I'll find one of those for our card. And then this is what the card looks like. You can see it's pretty, oh, that needs sticking down. Pretty simple, but it's just how it's folded and then added some more paper to it. So I love how this sits in the middle. And to be honest, as you can see, I've tied it together with the insert. Hi, Joan. Video. So I mean, it's an easy card. And to be honest, there's not too many measurements you need to remember. In fact, you'll be able to work them out yourself. So I'm going to just put this over here, and let's grab some more of this paper, and I'll show you what the paper looks like. Sorry. So we've got this gorgeous sheet. Oh, I've got some from another project here. So we've got this is my favourite. So you know what I always say, I don't use my favourites. So they're still here at the end of the season. This one's really pretty. So you can see that is, you can see that kind of matches. But let's come over here. I like this side and I don't mind that side. So it's pretty good. Oh, that doesn't belong in there. So we've seen that. So this is pretty. I like that. This is the one I showed you before. Oh, no, it's not. It's a different one again. So it's got a really bright what I call the B side, A side, B side. You might go the other way with your patterns. This is another one. And I like this, but it's a bit dark on the inside, but I might. How does that look? No, I think I like the contrast better. Oh, I've got some of this here. So let's use up this piece and let's see how to make it. Actually, it is so nice. Now you can choose with your designer series paper when we fold this, which direction you actually go. So I need a full 12 inches across, and I'm going to cut it at 5.5 inches. So if you've got any questions, hi Anne, welcome. If you've got any questions, just ask them. Just give me, because I'm on delay, so I don't necessarily, well, you're on delay, is a better way of saying it. So we don't necessarily, oh, we're going to have the bright pink on the inside. I think I'm going to work with my colours, only because I've already done some die cutting out. We might go back to the original. So that, is that original? Have I used all this? I love this paper. And I've got, I don't know, maybe a bit here. I know. So I've got this piece here, which is the same as the first one. And you can see the top is different than the bottom. And I'll just show you something that you may not have picked up. If I open this up, look how gorgeous that paper is. So it's one of those that you can open up. Look at that. Love, love, love this paper. And so the designer series paper is your card base. So let's cut this. We're going to cut this at 5.5 inches. So I need the full 12 inches wide and then just down 5.5 inches. Oh. Now for this design, and I always say I have no spatial capacity at all. I can't work out where this is all going to work out, which bits are going to show and which bits aren't. So I then, and this is the easy bit, you're going to score when it's in landscape, so 12 inches across, you're going to score at 2 inches and 4 inches. And to save thinking of measurements, if you're one of those, well, we'll do the 2 inches and the 4 inches, 2 inches, 4 inches. Now you need to make sure this is nice and square up the top. Otherwise it'll look a little wonky. So I've scored 2 inches and 4 inches. Now I could just move it over to 8 and 10 inches, but let's make it easy so I don't have to open up my extender. So I'll do it just spin it around 180 degrees. And this time I'm going to do it at 2 and 4 inches again. It's a really easy card. All right. Oh, I didn't have that straight, so let's fix that up. Now, because it's designer series paper, you don't want to be scoring too hard or too many times because it's a lot thinner than our cardstock. So you just need enough to score it, not enough to rip it. So this is the way I did the first one. Is like this. I did it like this and then folded it back and then like this and folded this back. So what you're seeing is this side. Now let's have another go and do it like this and put the bright side on the inside. Let's see how this turns out. I have no idea but you'll see the difference so that I do the experimenting for you. So that's how it's now going to fold. Now, what we're going to do is this is 5.5 inches, so we want to find the halfway mark, which is 2 3/4 inches down here. I'm going to grab my little ruler, grab a pencil, and mark off just down the side here, 2.5 inches. Here it is. It's a bit hard in this paper because it's a bit dark, but that's okay. And again, I could have turned it over and done the light side. Doesn't matter which side you mark this off on. Anyway, I've stuck to this now. So there's my mark. So halfway down here, did I do 2.5 inches? 2 3/4. Sorry, I knew it didn't look right. Let's rub that out. 2 3/4 inches. I could instantly tell they weren't right in the center. So grab a rubber. It's not too much. I always say that we can't fix. And I'll check my 2 3/4. So there. Just make sure I can see that. You can always rub this out later. 2 3/4. Right. Now, going to grab my paper trimmer. Hi, Glenda. How are you? It is good to be back. Okay, so I'm going to cut. I'll show you. Where's our pencil? From this score line, which is my 4 inches, 4-inch score line, from the very top down to that mark that I made at 2 3/4. Right? I'm going to cut half my butterfly off. That's not much fun. Now, to be able to do that, if you're not used to this, is you're going to line up the 4-inch score line, just the very tip of it, in the running track, and then find your 3/4 down here. There's my mark there, and keep that in the running track. Now, as soon as you move this one down here, you have to readjust this up here. So it's one of those things. I'm just looking for my mark. There it is. It's one of those things you just have to be careful of before you cut it. So not the scorer, the cutter. All right. So then it looks like that. And I'm going to do the same on this side. So again, pick up the 4-inch mark, 3/4, 2 3/4 inches, which I've marked right there. I've lined them up with the cutting track, and then I can just cut that off. Sadly, those little bits go away, but look at that little butterfly. It might come back. I might have to fussy cut it. Now, so now it looks like this. How gorgeous is that? Oh my goodness. I love this. Now, it's a gatefold card. And my view on gatefold cards is unless you've done everything perfect, they may not absolutely be square. So what I do is when I get it to this stage, just get my bone folder and make sure it's sitting nice and square. So these line up perfectly. There we go. I love this paper. Look at that when you open it up. This might be the better way of doing this card. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, so will we show you how I got these bits on? So I must have a square here somewhere. I do, and it matches. So this is just, I'm going to get my butterflies on the right way. But I'm going to cut this out at 2 3/4 square. Because remember, that's halfway down. And I know that's 2 3/4. So let's just cut this back to 2 3/4. Wait a minute. I'm now feeling very nervous. I need, oh, this isn't, oh no, it's big enough that way. I need it to be 4 inches that way and 2 3/4 this way. Sorry about that. So it's not a square. So 4 inches across and 2 3/4 up. So I just have to cut this off at 2 3/4. Make sure it's going in the right direction. All right. So you've got a piece like this. Now, don't worry, you can see what's going to happen here. It's going to turn over like that. Now, what you can always do, because I wanted to go point to point here, and there's going to be a little hangover. That's what they give me scissors for. So I'm going to cut, there's a little, I'm just going to cut a little bit off here because I've got a little slice mark there. And tidy that up. Rightio. So now this is going to sit here, but I want it to go from there down to there and there down to there. There's an easy way of doing this. You can either cut it separately or you can just fold this over. All right. I want to make sure, well, my butterfly can go either direction. I'm going to just fold it in half because that makes it easy. I know it's going to fit. Rightio. So I want to cut from there down to there. So from that corner down to there. Easily, I could just cut from that corner over here. Because I folded it, it will go on both sides. So, whoops, let's get rid of this. Now, I'll just bring this forward and hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm feeling nervous. I always feel nervous if I'm cutting anything. So I'm again putting the point here in the running track and the point there in the running track. Okay. That is thrown away and that's got my little butterfly on it. So let's get rid of that. And what we're going to do is that is going to sit there. Oh, I shouldn't have trimmed that off. Let's see. And that's going to sit there. Now, the most important thing is that this lines up. You can trim things off later. And remember, you've got a belly band around here. That means you don't get to see too much. I like this using this side. What do you think? Which side do you like? And hi, Nola. I missed you. And I missed anyone else? So let's stick this down. Now, I'm not popping this up. Look at that gorgeous paper here. Yeah. So I'm putting this here. Now, I want that to line up with the edge and line up with the bottom. This one. Now, because I didn't do this before, I didn't realise that my piece of paper is probably going a different direction than the top, but I don't think that matters. I don't. So now I've got that gorgeous card shape that I wanted. It is like this, but the absolute reverse. Is anyone making this with me? Let me know, because it's such an easy, I need to stick that down a little bit better. Okay, so let's open this up. And then to go in here, I've got a little sentiment. So I'm using a 3 by 3/4 inch piece of cardstock. So I can rub that out. It's just so I could remember. At least my phone hasn't gone flat yet. Just rub that out. I'm using one of the sentiments from that stamp set. Let's have a look at the stamp set. So it's called the Fern and Flora stamp set. And it has these gorgeous backgrounds. It has this flower that you saw on the inside over here. Right. It has these 4 sentiments. You're an amazing friend. You make the world a better place. Thankful for you and sincere thanks. It's got this sentiment block that also has a die that cuts it out. Look at these little butterflies. It's got dies for all this. So let's put that aside for the moment. And I've got 2 things. First, I'm going to stamp this really gorgeous Flora, floral image. Let's just get it there. I know. Then, just put this out of the way. I'm going to grab our new, this is still new, I think. We've only got 5 colours, they're the in colours, but this is the Peaceful Pine, which is a green, and the Golden Glow, which I love both these colours together. Now, they're so easy to use. Now, I wouldn't do, for me, I wouldn't do detail colouring with this, but simple colouring, they are so, so easy to use. And I think you'll see this as I go through. Now, they're shimmer pens, so I don't have to add any Wink of Stella this time. And you can add a second layer, which makes it a little darker. Now, I'm just pressing really light. As I said, I wouldn't be mixing these with other colours. Doesn't mean you can't, but I keep it simple because I want these to look great. And I don't think I need to do much else with these. And you can see it's quick colouring. So done all the Golden Glow. And I don't. So let's just do the leaves and the Peaceful Pine. Now, and I know you won't see this on screen, but this has a nice shimmer to it. And it has a lot of depth in colour, which I don't think I expected. And that's why I don't think you need too much. You just need a little bit to colour this. And I'm pressing really, well, I'm not even pressing. I'm just touching with the brush tip. If you press too hard, you lose a little bit of control. So it's a really quick colour. And the other thing about it is you can leave a little bit of white space because that actually gives a little bit more texture. So let's throw this in here. Oh, don't those butterflies look amazing? I should have put a butterfly on here, but that's okay. I didn't have the butterfly out, but that's probably what I would do if I repeated this card. Just adding my multi-purpose adhesive. So let's put this down here. So how nice is that? When that's open, it's gorgeous, and you could leave it like that. Or now I need to do something on the front. I've got a couple of butterflies here, so I'm going to fussy cut them out. I don't know what I'm going to do with them because I didn't put butterflies on the first one. I know. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on fussy cutting. I see some people who spend a lot of time on fussy cutting and it looks amazing, but you know, patience is not one of my virtues. So you'll see how quick and easy fussy cutting can be, especially when you don't, oh, sorry, when you don't want to get too carried away. So there's one little butterfly. Oh, better do this little bit here. And there's another one here. I'm sure I will use these somewhere. And we'll work out where. I can't let these gorgeous things go in the bin. I know. You can see this is a quick process. You don't have to get too carried away. Who likes fussy cutting? I expect to see lots of hands up. Anyone? Nola, you always like fussy cutting. I am being a little facetious, I think. She doesn't like it, and I know a lot of you don't. But I think if you quick and easy fussy cut, you'd enjoy it a little more. And if you don't like it, that's why we have such great dies. I know. So now let's clean up my desk a little bit. And I need a belly band. Let's put those just there. Cleaning up. And I did 3 colours, mainly because I didn't get to the right colour on the first one until the end. Oh, there's a die there. Let's put that over here safely. So these were my options. So we had Secret Sea, which matches the butterfly. We have Old Olive, and we also have Peaceful Pine. All these colours are in this paper. But what I noticed is only some worked. So you tell me which one you like. Glenda likes fussy cutting. So I've got the Secret Sea, which is what I made. Where's my belly band here? But the colours have changed a bit. So Secret Sea, I have Peaceful Pine, and I also have Old Olive. What does everybody think? Which one do you like the most? Well, you decide and let me know. We might. I might go and find some cardstock to do a belly band out of. With what I think I'll do, but you might change my mind. You probably will, actually. Oh, not that one. Maybe Old Olive. Let's see which one you think I should use. No. Oh no! See how that looks terrible. It's got to be. No, it's definitely not Old Olive. This is what I always try: is have a little play. Sometimes you think it's going to work and it doesn't. So what's everyone say? Oh, you like the Old Olive. Well, did you like that when I brought it out? I'll bring it back. I didn't expect that answer. Do you like that? Give me a yes. I've got 2 Old Olives. What does everybody else think? I'll give you a second. Not sure I can do the Old Olive. I think I've got to do, for me, I've got to do the Mossy Meadow. I'd love to see yours at Old Olive. Now I'm just cutting down the side here of a full piece of cardstock because I don't have any already any big enough scraps. So I've just cut it at 1 inch. Remember I said I needed 8.5 inches. Or 8 3/4, not 8.5. It was just a bit tight. Let's go. Chuck that over there. What's everyone say? What's the one you have die cut? I have Mossy Meadow, Secret Sea, and Peaceful Pine. So really they're not colours that necessarily coordinate well, but they work so well in this pattern. Anyhow, so I just do something really simple here. Is I always put my fold on the front because I know I've got a belly band that can hide it. So I'm just going to, now I know I'm a little OCD, not completely. This is just sticking out a bit. So there's nothing to stop you trimming things up to make it perfect. Right? And now we're right. Rightio. So just get rid of those little pieces. And let's wrap this around. Now you get to choose where you'd like to put it. Now I keep a bit of, don't wrap it too tightly. I give it enough room so it's easy to take on and off. And remember I've got a circle that's going to hide any mess. Not that I'd make a mess, but anything that may not be as perfect as I would like. So I'll grab some tear and tape here. Now what I will do is I will add a piece here. And because I like tearing it off with a ruler, a little neater and tidier, it's a bit better for my hands actually. So, and then I want this piece, I want a piece on this piece as well. So this is on the top side, this is on the underside. I know. Just want it nice and straight. I'll peel that off if I can find, here it is, one of my pokey tools. Oh, it's sticking a little bit. So if it's doing this and it's not lifting up well, easiest way is just to burnish it. And then you watch how easy, fingers crossed, how easy that comes up now. A lot easier. So I'll just put this back in here. Did I? Yes, I did. Just checking where I'm at. So let's put that there. Then I'm going to put this on top. Now I embossed this with the gorgeous embossing folder now, which isn't available at the moment. It's all sold out. It's been that popular, as has the floral accents one, I think is what it's called. Both have sold out because there's so many different techniques. I've just used it to, I've just used it to emboss this. Now I picked a busy part because some of this embossing folder isn't as busy as others. So I picked the bit that I liked, threw it in the embossing folder and then put it through. Now the embossing folder I think is available in a couple of weeks. Now if you like this embossing folder or our other fabulous embossing folders, what you can do is go onto my website, onto my shop, and I didn't put the link. Oh, Nicole likes Secret C. What happened to the Secret C? I used that one on the first one. I don't know. I just felt it was a bit blue. But this, we all have different tastes. Let's do it because this card is completely different than the other one. I will use this one, but thanks for all your advice. Now, I've already done some die cutting because you didn't want to see me die cut. That takes a while. Now, what I didn't do on the first one is pop these little pieces out. So I'll show you. I kept them in, but which looks better? This one. So can I pop these out? I hadn't picked that up when I was going to say shove it on, where I stuck it on gently before. I know. I've stuck those down so they're a little harder to get out, but let's go. So I just pick a direction. I want to put it on the center of this. I'll take this off because I don't want any glue. And remember, I can only apply glue to this bit and what's actually on here. So I'll stick this down. Just need to place it in the center. Now I'm not popping this up. There's quite a few layers on this. Normal belly bands, I will have a few more layers, but not on this one. I'll keep it fairly simple. Can I say simple for this design? Hi, Gail. See you tomorrow. Mossy Meadow. Yeah. I think it's one of those hard ones. I didn't expect reversing this would make such a difference. Rightio. So now I've got some Mossy Meadow. So I've got to pop it up so it pops off my circle. And just in case you didn't know, and you see me use this every week, the stylish shapes. Now, someone sent me a question and said, how do you save money on dies and stamp sets? And I think the answer is you can, if you haven't got a cut and emboss machine, that's okay. There are alternatives, and Stampin' Up are bringing other alternatives out now. But I think the secret is that when you buy a stamp set and dies, get them to match, or get them like circles, something that you will use all the time and get your money's worth. And then you only need a couple of sets and buy them over time. Anyway, so this is very green, isn't it? I kind of feel I need that one. Let's see if I can find that one. One here. I might do Secret C on this. Can I fit that on there? It's going to be embossed as well. Anyway, so just give me a second. I'm just going to zip this through. I'm not going to pull out my little die cutter. Just give me a sec and I'll zip this through and we'll see what it looks like. Okay. So look at this. So it's flattened it a little bit, but I didn't waste that circle. That looks a little better. I think that brings in that secret C that you like, Nicole. Okay, so I'm going to just layer this up. I can still use that, but maybe not. Where's my adhesive? Here it is. So green on green, I need to pop it up a little bit. So you can see I have it going over there. So that's going to work. Now, I could have used our adhesive sheets, but let's go fast. Just put a little bit of adhesive on each one. And then work it out how this one's going to sit up here. So that's going to look nice going up there. I'm just getting an idea of it. I know. So then I think I like, just got a couple of pieces that need poking out here, not many. I think I like this. This is going to sit here. So this one's going to come over here to add a bit of colour there. Ooh. So again, I only putting it down. My glue's nearly running out here. So I'm just putting little dots on here. Don't spend a lot of time on this. I know. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. A little piece hiding here that came out. I know. I'm going to put this. So we're going to have at a different angle. I don't want them to look like they're sprayed too much. Exactly the same. Then let's just, this one might sit down here. Now, you can play with this as much as you like. I don't get much time to play when I'm like to try too many options. We'll put that there. And then that will, where will we put that? I don't know, over there. I don't, as I said, you can spend a lot of time. You can make this as complex or as layered as you like. I like it fairly simple. So Glenda likes it so far. So let's just stick that at a bit of an angle. Righto. Now remember, because that's looking, what we say, we could use that technical card making term, messy. So let's put this. Now I want to cut a little bit of that off. Just because the die's made a certain size doesn't mean you have to keep it like that. Rightio. So I've got to colour this. This time I'm going to keep to those colours. And you again see how quick and easy I do this. These are so gorgeous. I was a little concerned about whether I would use them, but because they're quick and easy, and that's my motto, these are pretty good. Now I always move, when I'm colouring, I move my paper around because it makes it easier. And remember, I'm never scared of leaving a little bit of white because it adds some extra texture. I've got a little leaf hiding in here. And as I said, you don't need a lot of colour. You just need that touch of colour. So let's put that there. Oh, I know, that's better. I didn't have it in the middle here. Okay, so I'm going to pop that up. And I want to add a happy birthday. Now I've got to find a card with happy birthday on it. I've got so many cards, so many of my projects out. Thank you. In my card class. So, what about a happy belated birthday? That's me. to be honest. That is so me. So let's use, this is why I'm going to keep this stamp set. It's retired. Well, I don't think it's in the last chance sale anymore. Now, whilst I'm talking about the last chance sale, it was actually updated. So all I'm doing here is lining up the stamp set so I can get it nice and straight. I've got a little scrap of paper here. Ooh, I hope this works. I hope this fits. Not a hope in hell. Yeah, I've got another piece here. My desk is always full. So I'm going to do just keep it to the black. Put a bit much ink on this one. I re-inked it before tonight. I'll just check this, whether it's going to work. Oh, that looks fine. Okay. Again, put it down here. And I'm just going to fussy cut that. Who else doesn't get? Hi, Myrtle. It's looking delightful. I ordered this set and just waiting for the embossing folder to come back in stock. Yes, this has just rocketed off the shelves. The paper, the stamp set, it's very popular. So you're going to see me fussy cut again really easily. Don't get too carried away. I always keep moving my paper. And I don't want any straight lines. So I just, and first off, what I do is cut it off like that. That makes it a little easier for me. And I'll come back here. And I just move the paper. Because I want this nice and fine, because I haven't got a big space on this card. And if you don't have a die, this is the perfect way. Just add a little bit of interest. Whoa! Sorry, you got thrown off here. Right. Yeah, so where will I put this? Oh, it's a bigger. Let's stick this down first. And I'll have to fiddle a little bit. I didn't experiment first. Where's my you know. Okay, so let's just add some dimensionals here to make it pop up a little bit. Now I'm going to add, so I need this in the center, so let's just put it here temporarily. Oh. So I might have to cut a couple more of these bits off. While they give us fine scissors. We got scissors back in stock in November. I don't think, not November, July. Anyway, so let's put this back on so I can work out a solution. Oh, how nice. That works really well. Oh, I needed a bit more glue here on both sides. I must have been a bit scungy, which isn't like me. So let's put a bit of glue down here because you don't want that happening. And that's just going to pop out a little bit. Let's do the same here. And you're going to tell me which one you like best, whether you like this one or the reverse of this one. So that, if I use a rag to stick that down, it just means it's not going to squish out and I don't have to deal with that anywhere. I know. Perfect. So before, I've got some little twine here. Still got these little butterflies. So I think I can we'll get everything together. Oh, I think that can probably sit down there. What does everybody think? Hi, Jan, how are you? Hi, Leanne. Leanne, not sure how to pronounce your name, so let me know. What does everybody think? Can I put it down the bottom? Just along here? Definitely don't want it in the center. Let's see how this goes. Come on, I need some advice. I need some of your wisdom. Yeah, I think there. What does everybody else think? I know. Here we go. Nobody's giving me any advice, so you're not being very helpful, but because I really value. So let's add a little piece of little twine here. And we're just about finished. And we'll have a look at both cards and let me know which one you like best. Now I could have used the butterflies that come, there's some little tiny butterflies that come with this set, but they're also in my class box. Now, just in case before I forget, is free shipping from Thursday to Saturday. So tomorrow. So we can put that there. Now, oh, so we'll put that there to just kind of finish that off a little bit. There's a glue dot. Now on twine I use glue dots, but just about on any other ribbon, which I know a lot of people would disagree with me, I use double-sided tape because it just seems to be a little more secure. But for twine, I definitely need double-sided tape, glue dots. Okay, so let's throw in, where's my butterflies? One's escaped. Here it is. Okay, so maybe here, I might pop it up with a dimensional down the bottom. Thank you, Myrtle. And Glenda. Thank you, everybody. Beautiful card. I've been making bed love what you've done. Thank you, Felicity. Okay. So we'll shove. There's no shoving in card making, but there is a bit in mine. So let's turn this over and this. Oh, that's a bit big. Let's try a little one. Just didn't fit. And we'll pick up one of these mini glue dots. Put two of those on. They're going to fit a bit better. I love these little butterflies, actually. Now, as I said, I could use the ones that come with this suite. Don't want it to be too even. Maybe just sitting here. Yeah. So I got two butterflies on, which probably I shouldn't have done as a design feature, but it is what it is. So there's my card. Now, let's clean up. Let's bring back the other card, and you can tell me which one you like better. And I'll show you the inside of this card, the card we just did. Oh, I need to stick that down a bit better as well. Rightio. So we have two cards that they're the total opposites. So it tells you how you can I suppose how useful our designer series paper that it does work both ways. So let's open this up. Let's show you on the inside of this one. Wow, that paper is just amazing. That's what the back looks like, but you're not going to see the back that much. So let's put this one back. And I've stuck down the corners of here, but I need on the other one to stick down the corners. So they always turn out different. Doesn't matter what you do, anything handmade. So let's open this up. And this one's a little plainer on the inside, and you might like that. And maybe you pick your design depending on the person that you're sending it to. Now, I also could have, if I wanted to, emboss the belly band. So you've got so many choices on this one. So love the lighter back. So, this one. The one on number 2. So number 1, number 2. Is that which one you're saying, Felicity? I know, I prefer the second card. So Nicole likes this one as well. And that's what I mean. I did the first one to what I thought was going to be the nicer version. But I like this one. And I can add a sentiment down here because this is pretty busy. Didn't have to be that busy. You keep it a lot simpler. And you could use another stamp set, dies, some of our washi tape. There's so much you could use on here, or even some of our ephemera packs would go with these cards as well. So you don't even need stamps and dies for our ephemera packs. So to wrap up, see, I've got this little piece left. I've got these little pieces left. So they'll go on another card at some stage. Now, so I know I'm jumping around. So free shipping Thursday, Friday, Saturday for any orders over $65. Everybody's liking number 2. So that tells me something. And also, there's the last chance products have been released last week. So a whole lot of new products. Now, I know a few people get a little lost on last chance products because I think there's 6 pages of products that have retired or are retiring. But there's a little legend over the side. If you're looking for a fabulous bargain, say 50% off or 40% off or 30%, you can just tick the box of 30% off and it'll pull up all the products that are a great bargain. And you get to choose what you consider a great bargain. Or there might be something on your wish list still that is now retiring and you want to get in before it disappears. So, think it would look amazing, the new Violet pack. You're 100% right, which is one of the new online exclusives for to come in July. So, how many weeks have we got? Probably 3 weeks to wait before the new online exclusives. And it is a huge release because it's got Christmas, it's got Halloween, it's got fall, it's got, oh my goodness, so many amazing products. And it really adds to what's actually in the mini catalogue. IDEO. So don't forget, free shipping starting tomorrow for 3 days. And also the last chance sale, last chance products, have been updated as well. So lots of news, lots of bargains, and that's what we like. And I love to see everybody take advantage of free shipping because you still get, with free shipping, you get your full rewards. So that's a really good thing. And if you've got rewards, use them because I don't want them disappearing in 12 months' time. IDEO, bye for now. Hope you have a fabulous week. It's a busy week for me. Oh, and next week I am not here. I'm actually doing a girls' 4 days away, a few days away, because it's a milestone birthday for all of us. So we're going away somewhere special and we're going to spoil ourselves for the 4 days. And it is over the Wednesday night. So sorry about that. I will miss you, but I will be back the following week. Bye for now. Have a great week.